Assalamu alaikum and good morning, students. You all are welcome in your Islamiyat lesson. I hope you all are fine and having a good time in your homes. Please take a proper care of yourselves and your families also. Students, as you have remembered that in our previous lesson we have done with our Surah Al-Asr with its recitation and translation. I hope you all have learnt the surah with its translation. If you haven't done, then kindly try to complete it within next 2 or 3 days. Students, today we are going to reinforce our Surah Al-Fatihah with its recitation and translation from your textbook page number 7. This surah we have done in the month of March before your holidays, and now we are going to reinforce it. Here is your learning objective for today, that you will memorize Surah Al-Fatiha orally with its translation, and I hope you all will do it properly. Now you can see on your screens that here is some basic information about Surah Al-Fatiha. Now let's read it. Surah Al-Fatiha is the first surah of Holy Quran. It means the opener. It was revealed in Makkah, so it is considered as a Makki surah. Its 7 ayat are a prayer for guidance, lordship and mercy of Allah the Almighty. This surah is known as Ummul Quran. Its recitation is compulsory in all the prayers. This surah is called the foundation of the Holy Quran, and it is considered as a complete prayer for Muslims. I hope you all have understood the basic information about Surah Al-Fatiha. Now please open your Islamiyat textbook page number 7 so we can start the recitation and reading of translation of Surah Al-Fatiha. Here on your screens you can see your textbook page number 7 with the topic Surah Al-Fatiha. First of all, we will recite the surah and then we will read the translation of this surah. Now please recite with me. Let's start it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal lazina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Now let's start reading its translation. In the name of Allah, most beneficent, most merciful. Praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most beneficent, the most merciful, Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to the straight path, the path of those you have bestowed, not of those who earned your anger, nor of those who went astray. Ameen. As you know that this surah is considered as a complete prayer for Muslims, so please always try to say Ameen after the recitation of this surah or the reading of this surah's translation. Now we are going to explain the Surah Al-Fatiha's translation. Surah Fatiha is the first surah of our Holy Quran. It means the opener. Now let's start the explanation of the surah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. In this ayat, the Rabb means ruler, master, or owner. This means there is no one worthy of worship but Allah the Almighty. He is the sustainer and owner of all, of everything. He alone deserves devotion and worship. He is the Lord of universe. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. In this ayat, these are the two names of Allah the Almighty, which tell the meaning of these two names, the mercy and kindness of Allah the Almighty. Ar-Rahman is for the entire creation, regardless of what they believe in. And Ar-Rahim is exclusively for the believers. Means Ar-Rahman is for everyone, either they are believers or they are non-believers. Ar-Rahim is only for the Muslims who are the believers. Maliki Yawmiddin, Master of the Day of Judgment. According to your book, its translation is this. In this ayat, we can see that after the Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim, Allah immediately gives us a warning that along with His mercy, He is also the Master of the Day of Judgment. So with His mercy, we should remember that we are accountable to Him and we must not allow ourselves to be misled. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. It is you we worship and it is you we ask for help. After praising Allah the Almighty, now we are addressing to Allah directly that our worship and submission is for you alone and we only serve you. Therefore, we only turn to you for help and for our requirements or needs. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Guide us to the straight path. Here we ask Allah the Almighty to show us the right path that may lead us to the success in this world and hereafter. Siratal lazina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. The path of those upon whom you have bestowed favor, not of those who have evoked your anger or of those who are astray. This is the last ayat of our Surah Al-Fatihah, and in this ayat, after asking His protection from deviation, here we become specific in our prayer. We ask Him to show us the path of those upon whom He has bestowed His mercy, those who are obedient to Allah the Almighty and His messengers. We also seek refuge in Allah the Almighty from following the path of those who have earned His anger, of those who have lost the way. Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. Here we have completed our Surah Al-Fatihah. Today, when you will recite it in your prayers, read it keeping its meaning in your mind, recite it with passion, sincerity, and putting your heart into it, and feel the difference then. May Allah the Almighty accept our prayers for the both worlds. Ameen. And now at the end, you can see to your today's homework that you will learn Surah Al-Fatiha orally with its translation. You all have learnt this surah already. Now you will just reinforce it with its translation, and I hope you all will do it. And also reinforce your Surah Al-Asr with its translation. Till your next lesson, have a nice time. Take care of yourselves. Allah Hafiz.